Hello everyone, it's Noble here. Today I decided I would just do a quick little tier list of all the Helldiver um, Warbonds here, trying to I can give everyone a pretty good idea of which ones are good, which ones are good to get, which ones you kind of want to hold off for a little bit, maybe get later on, those sort of things. So without any further ado, let's get straight to it. Going first into the Helldivers Mobilize, which is basically just the base Warbond that you get. It's pretty well rounded. You get lots of armor sets. It's probably the longest Warbond, maybe, not maybe, but main, mainly due to the fact that it's the main Warbond that you get for free. It's a great set. There's some great weapons in there, some great variety. Kind of gives you a little taste of everything. You get some DMRs, you get some shotguns, some laser weapons. In general, it's pretty well rounded, although it doesn't give you anything that's like super spectacularly good. You don't get any special stratagems. You don't get any like superb weapons. So you're not getting any like rifles that are medium pen or anything really that's like that. Other than the Deliverance, which I believe is what it's called. It might be called something else, but basically no, it's the counter sniper. Deliverance is light pen. The counter sniper which you get from it, which is decent. As well as the slugger, which I also kind of personally like. That one's also fun, but it's a bit finicky. So because of how well rounded it is, because you do get that vast variety out of this Warbond, this is going to be a B. Moving to Steeled Veterans, decent one. Armor sets are pretty decent. They, for most reason, make it so you can throw things further. That's about all I remember about them. I don't usually go towards these armor sets. The gun you get with it, you get two guns actually, I believe. Yeah, as well as a grenade. I don't remember what grenade that is though. Might be, I think it's the heavy throw grenade. I think. I don't remember what that was called. You get a decent grenade with it. The concussive liberator you get with it, it's pretty decent. It's not like super like, oh, this thing is so OP. It's just light pen, but it's a pretty decent weapon. And you also get the Dominator, which is another unique kind of finicky weapon kind of learn because it does like to ricochet a bunch, but it's super powerful. It does really well if you aim and get your shots right. You can one-shot most of the small enemies. The heavier enemies take a couple more shots, but in general, it's a pretty well-rounded gun. It's a decently well-rounded Warbond as well. Is it like top the best of the best? No. Would I say that has stuff that's better than the free Warbond? For sure. So because of that, because you have these armor set, you get decent weapons, you get a pretty decent grenade. Like the grenade I got from this one here, I basically mained until I started doing the bugs, which took a good little while before I started getting really into doing them. So because of that, I'm gonna put it here. I feel like they kind of even out. Moving down to Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge is alright. I mean, you get, if I remember correctly, two laser weapons. You get a laser pistol and a laser rifle. I think it's a scythe or something like that. Might be something else. I could be wrong. You also get the arc and the. Did you get something else out of that? I don't think so. But you also have the armor with the least helpful passive, which is just electric help. It makes so you don't take as much light damage. It's like 90% less electricity resistance. So it's not that great. In general, it's just like an aura farming warbond. The armors are neat looking. They don't give much for like a good bonus on top of their armor wise. And the guns are okay. So because of that, because there's nothing really spectacular inside this warbond, this is going to be D. It's fun. There's some good stuff in there. There's some good looking stuff in there, but it's not like it's going to be something that's like super OP that's going to help you get through all your stuff, right? It's really only specifically good against the Illuminate because they do have the arc cards, but even then those are in limited use. You see them every once in a while, but they're not that consistent. Going on to the Democratic Demolition. This one is probably one of the best ones. You get some really good armor here. Basically, you take less explosive damage. You can also get one that makes you can carry more explosive. That one's helpful. And you also get the crossbow, the grenade pistol, and the eruptor. The eruptor and the crossbow are both considered to be some of the best guns you can use, simply because they are good for crowd control and they're good at just killing things at a distance. Both can take out hives, I guess hives, bug holes, factories, and the Illumina ships. If you hit the Illumina ships through the door and all that. So in general, this is a really good set, although it is kind of team kill if you're not careful, but it does well. There's lots of good stuff in this one. It's because of how well this one can help and how much it actually works, like all of it has you find a purpose for. It's going to be a Polar Patriots. You get the Tenderizer. I really liked for the bugs. It was super fun to use there. The plasma shotgun thing, I do believe that's in this Warbond. If not, it's in the cutting edge, which it probably is. Doesn't make that one any better. But you also get an energy weapon. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the Purifier in a sense. They're along the same lines. It kind of just doesn't. It's once again crowd clearing, just without as much explosion to it. You also get the Verdict from this one, which is a really good pistol. I did mention, do you get the Senator, I believe it's called. I believe it's from the Steel Veterans, and that's a really good pistol. The only pistol that does heavy damage. That one makes this one still really good. The Polar Patriots, I mean, you get some good weapons. The armor's interesting. I wouldn't say any of them are like spectacularly, oh yeah, I really want to use this sort of thing. Other than the main one. In general, it's decent. Eyes is going to be the best. No, because of that. C. Moving down to Viper Commandos. That is it's a half decent one. Is it anything that's like spectacular? No. You deliver a carbine, which is interesting, which is good against hordes of enemies because you have that fast fire rate and that fast maneuver. Not fast maneuver, you get more maneuverability with it compared to the other assault rifles. You also get the bushwhacker, which is kind of nice having that smaller double barrel shotgun on your side. In general, that's really all you get from this. I mean, it's decent. I mean, it's not like something that's kind of like super spectacular. You do get extra melee damage with the armor kits. You do get some really nice armor kits out of it. But for the most part, it's not gonna it's not better than Steel Veterans or Helldivers Mobilize. It's good to collect once you kind of have what you want, sort of thing, because there is some decent stuff in there. So because of that, it is going up to C as well. Freedom's Flame. This one's really good because you the flamethrower without it being a stratagem. That makes it helpful. You can take something else then. You get the secondary flamethrower as well. That one's really good. You can kill a lot of stuff with that really fast. So that's a really good secondary. The armors are pretty interesting. And that's really all to say about it. I mean, overall, it's just decent. Do you get a shotgun from that? You might get a shotgun, flame shotgun from that. I don't remember. I don't think so though. For most part, the best thing you get out of that is the flamethrower and some armor. That's about it. So, only because you get it and you can swap it out for the stratagem, it's going to go to C. Chemical agents, it's interesting, but most of the time the stuff you get from this isn't that good. The guard dog's probably the best part of the entire stratagem. That and the stim pistol. Even though the stim pistol isn't really that helpful, because most of the time people just die if you can have the time to stim them in the first place. Although it is nice to have if you're in a big squad, but as soon as you get into like a level 10, if you're not on the ball, you're not going to have time to use it anyway, so you end up just wasting your secondary for a stim pistol you can't use on anyone, on anything except your allies. You can't use it on yourself, it doesn't do anything to enemies, so it's not that great. And the handheld dog breath gas stuff, that weapon just sucks. It's because that is going to be down to D here. Going down to the Truth Enforcers here, you get some decent weapons. You get the Reprimand and the shotgun that has the two modes on it, the stun and the flèche, I believe what it is. That one's pretty decent. The Reprimand's okay. I mean, I wish I had a higher fire rate, but what you get out of it's pretty decent, especially with it's an SMG with medium pen. So for that, it works really well. You get some really interesting armors out of it, and you get some really nice camos out of it for the vehicles. And because of that, I'm going to put this at C. Going down to Urban Legends, I mean, you don't get any new weapons with this, really. You get the Stun Lance and the Electric Grenade Launcher. Neither of those are really stellar. I mean, the stun lance is okay. Grenade launcher, not so much. Other than that, it's just cosmetics and armors. Because that, it's in my opinion, it's not as worthwhile getting. You do get the pacifier, but the pacifier doesn't really work the best. I much rather use the arc than the pacifier, simply because the pacifier just doesn't do a lot of damage. It does stun them, but not a lot of damage. So because of that, unfortunately, it's going to be our first F, just because you don't get as many decent stuff out of it. Going to Servants of Freedom. This one's pretty decent. You get a really nice armor passive where you die, but when you die, you detonate. That's really good when you're going towards some enemies. You can help clear things out for your allies. You get the Ultimatum, also a really good secondary. It's basically just a mini nuke launcher. It's great. The Seekers are super fun to try and use. And you get the Double-Edged Sickle, which is probably one of the best laser weapons in the game. Just because it does light, medium, and heavy pen. Only downside is it'll catch you on fire as you use it. But overall, this is a really well-rounded Warbond. So I'm going to have to put this up into A. Moving on to Borderline Justice here. You do get the Talon, which is a really nice pistol. If you're careful with it, you don't have to worry about it running out of ammo, because it is an energy weapon. You also get the Repeater, which is also really nice. You also get a jetpack and dynamite. The jetpack's okay. I mean, I don't really use it personally just because I don't really have any purpose for it. But it does help, especially when you're fighting big enemies, and if you want to use the flamethrower or the chainsaw or something against them, that works out really well. The Repeater's a really nice rifle to use. It does medium pen, so it's really nice, and the Talon is great. So because of that, I'm going to put this here, only because it doesn't have anything other than that really going for it. It's kind of just a well-rounded one to get. That's what I would suggest over others, maybe over the ones below C sort of thing, but it's not something that's like, you need to get this, just because it's not that incredible. Moving on to Masters of Ceremony. I mean, you get a rifle, the pyrotechnic grenade, as well as the flag. Really, the only interesting part is the flag, because the rifle's light pen. If it was more than that, I would have said for sure it's super good. It'd be the same as Borderline Justice. But because it's only the flag and the rifle, I can't in good conscience say you should get this. This is a great one to get. And unfortunately, because it only has that stuff, that's not something that's like super good to get, other than aura farming basically, it has to go to here. I'm sorry. Okay, got things mixed up. This is the one with the pacifier. This one has no guns. I stand by that even more than. But this one here is the pacifier, and it's the arc dog, as well as I believe one of these two has a flamethrower, and the other one has the artillery gun, the anti-tank gun. I think this one has the anti-tank gun, this one has the flamethrower in it. Still doesn't really move this one just because it's only really you're only really only going to use that against heavy enemies. So even then, you don't get any weapons, so it's not something like, you should get this, because you're better off just getting a gun and working things out that way. But first of all, I mean, it's just the Team Killer Express. You have the flamethrower turret, I believe. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. It's very possible I'm wrong. I know it's one of those two. But you get that. You get the Arc Dog, which is sometimes the best and the worst, simply because the arc will go between enemies, but it's also a massive team killer. The pacifier's weak. The armor's okay. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. I'm going to still put in the same spot. I mean, why not? Going to Control Group. This one's really nice, although is it the best? No. It's not the Quasar. The Epoch is an okay secondary stratagem, although I find it's a little underpowered, feeling I can't really do a whole lot with it. It takes about an entire clip to kill one charger. The rifle you get with it, I haven't had much luck with it. I do know that people do like it, so I'm not going to say, oh, this thing's trash sort of thing. It's just not my thing, my cup of tea, but you do get a half decent-ish rifle out of it, and you also get the jump pack, which is the best part out of this entire one, because this one is it just lets you jump. So instead of having to be physically using the jump pack to move from distance to distance, it puts your character from one position to another position, like, I don't know, 3-4 meters ahead, sort of thing. And you use it to kill. You can use it to kill enemies as well by jumping into them, sort of thing. The lighter enemies. Otherwise, if you jump into a heavy enemy, it'll probably just instantly kill you. But because you get that, and you get some decent stuff in it, and you have some unique armor, what lets you stay alive after you've died for like 10 seconds, and then you have to keep re-stimming to stay alive, I say this one's pretty well up here. It's mostly because of the war pack. Looking at the Halo cross one, I mean, you get some pretty decent armors with just like aura alone, and they have some really interesting passives that lets you not be seen as easily, and it also puts down the marks. So it's just the scout passive on it. You get a really good assault rifle. The Mac here, I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong again, and probably am. But the classic Halo rifle works really well. It's a medium pen. You can't aim down sights, which is fine because you can't aim down sights in the game. The SMG is pretty okay. And you also get a pistol as well. It's not the classic pistol. It's just a light penning pistol, but it still does pretty decent. So this one here is mostly armor and guns. That being said, though, it's not bad. There's a lot to it that's still interesting, and there's a lot to it that is good. So because of that, because it has that sort of well-roundedness to it, this is going to go to B. Now looking at this one here, I think that's the Dust Devils, I believe what that one is. This one here is really good. You get the Kaio, which is medium pen, which also lets them on fire, which is a really good assault rifle. You get the Harpoon gun, which is interesting. I haven't used it because I have any interest in using it, but that one is really good. You get the Napalm Expandable, which is really good because it acts as like a flame cluster shot. So against hordes enemies, it works really well against harvesters. You can use it. You can use it against the bots, the bugs, Illuminate, all of them. Good against all of them. You also get the pineapple, which I know a lot of people don't really like, but I personally been liking it because it acts as a cluster grenade in the palm of your hand, sort of thing. So in that sense, that one works really well. And you get the missile silo, which is just like a portable 500. So you can take the 500-pound bombs along with the silo, and you get essentially three 500s in your loadout right there. So this one here is pretty well rounded. Is it going to be like an S tier? I want it to be, but I mean the armor's really only good against. I mean it does all the passives. It does the poison, flame, and another one. I think I'm pretty sure it does all of those. 95% sure. And they are both pretty interesting, but it's just not something that's gonna be like you should get this. This is something you need to get, sort of thing. So because of that, it's gonna be up here as well. Now looking at Python Commandos, the newest one that just came out. Honestly, probably one of my favorite ones. You get the hot dog, which is probably the best guard dog, flamethrower attached to a drone. It goes around, rips around, it just guns down everything. You get the grenade launcher assault rifle. You get the assault rifle along with 3 grenades on the underside of it. You get 6 clips, I believe. It's light pen with the regular assault rifle, but it's pretty decent assault rifle. I mean, you can multi-roll with it really well. You can take one type of grenade to throw to, say, clear enemies, and you can use the other type to take out bug holes or factories and whatnot. So in that sense, it's super really good at multi-roll stuff. And you get the chainsaw as well, which I haven't had much success with, but I know a lot of people have been killing a lot of like really big stuff with it, being like the Bile Titans, Chargers. They've been going after factories. They can basically kill anything you want in the game with the chainsaw if you try hard enough. And then of course you get the minigun, which I mean a lot of people's kind of divided on it. Everyone's between good, bad, it's okay sort of thing. I personally think it's really fun to use. It's medium pen. You get like 750 rounds. It's just so much fun. and it's super reliable and really good at taking out swarms of enemies, that includes light and medium enemies, and you can just gun down hulks and turrets from the back, so you don't have to worry about not being able to be multi-role with it, because you can still go for the weak spots and just absolutely annihilate the heavier targets. So in my opinion, as controversial as it's gonna be S. Some would say this should be there, but in my opinion, this is less multi-role than this. This is purely really good against the factories and the holes and stuff. This is good against everything. You can use this kit, all of this stuff in every single faction with equal ability. Well, this one here, you're going to struggle more against the Illuminate and the Bugs because they get so close that you have to be constantly retreating in order to get those shots off without killing yourself. So this one here is more of a skill issue of why it's not up here. Well, this one here is just that good at multi-role. It's also one that I would say everyone should probably get because it has a lot of good stuff in it. And Killzone. I don't have this one. I didn't get here in time to use it. From my understanding, it's pretty decent. The armors are pretty decent. You get multiple guns. So with no experience on it, I'm gonna have to say it's probably here as well with the Halo one. You probably get some good stuff in there. You probably get some, it's probably well-rounded. As far as I understand, I'm pretty sure you get an assault rifle and a sniper. I've tested out the sniper once. I didn't really a big fan of it just because it has such a long charge up on it. But from my understanding of how this one acted, I can relatively judge that's going to be around here. But yeah, that's my list for all the Warbonds. If you have a different idea where things should be, or have any idea, not any idea, any other different feelings about what should have been put in different spots, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.